Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. My name is Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Today I want to show you how to make a really cute and very easy pop-up pocket card. So this is perfect for putting a gift card in, or just a tag that you make using something like the tailor-made tags, or money. So it's a great idea. You can just put that, whatever it is you want to tuck in there. And it's so easy to make, and they're really cute. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. I've already made some little pockets using the mini pocket envelope dies to put tips in for the porters or the cabin steward on the upcoming incentive trip, a cruise. But I'm going to make some of these as well, just to mix and match it up. So I'm using the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper, which is just so pretty. I thought it would be really nice. Isn't too feminine, because I don't know if the steward in the cabins will be male or female, but I think they'll like these, I hope. So let me switch over and I'll show you the card, and then show you how easy it is. Now, I looked online and I can't remember the name of the demonstrator who showed this, but her card was smaller than this, and I wanted to make it to be a full size. So this is a standard 4 1/4 by 11, so a half a sheet of cardstock, and then scored. Now, the difference between the card I watched, the video I watched, her first name was Cindy, and mine is that mine two sides don't overlap and hers did. So if you want to make it overlap a little bit, then you might want to shrink the size of this. But I've added a kind of what I'm calling a stop with this punched out scallop circle or oval to keep it close. It's kind of like a matchbook. Okay, so that's the front. And then when you open it up, this little pop-up pocket appears, and you can stick. So open it up, and this kind of lifts up. And so you can put a gift card in it. You can put money. You could put a tag, another little card even. So I use Designer Series paper. Designer Series paper is thinner, so it won't be quite so bulky if you do that. And there's no, this is just a piece of Designer Series paper that when you pull it out, no need to do that, but when you pull it out, it's just folded. Okay, so I'll show you how easy this is. So I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight. I've actually already gone ahead and scored this. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 1 3/4 and 7 1/4. So then take your bone folder, and just really fold up. So this is the bottom flap, the 1 3/4 inches, the bottom flap. So fold that up and fold the 7 1/4 inch score line down, and you end up with a card base that looks like this. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to decorate the card base first. So I've got a piece. So this is Misty Moonlight, one of the returning colors. This is Boho Blue, which is one of the new in colors. And then I've got a piece of this really pretty. This is one of the Countryside Inn, so same as this one, Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. So I'm using this patterned, the really pretty pattern side. Both are patterned, but one's this dark side. So on the front, the top, we're going to use this. And the colors in this, it's all in blues. So there's Boho Blue and Night of Navy and Misty Moonlight and Azure Afternoon. So it's all different colors of blues. It's really pretty paper. So then this piece will then go on the front like that. And then I cut another piece. So this, I'm going to use the back side of this piece. And this Designer Series paper is cut 1 1/2 by 4. And we're going to use the opposite side on this. And it's going to go down here on the bottom, just because I thought it was looking awfully plain if I didn't put anything down there. Okay, now the next thing we're going to work on is the inside. So what you want to do, you do need tear and tape. Well, if you don't use tear and tape, you could use Seal or Seal Plus. But what you want to do is put tear and tape right along this edge of this bottom flap on the inside. And you want it as close to the edge of the cardstock as possible. because you want to have room for this designer series paper. So this paper is cut 3 1/4 inches wide. So you want the paper to be able to slip up and down and not get kind of gummed up on the adhesive. So put that tear and tape or whatever you're using as close to the edge as possible. Oopsie. So I'm just going to pull these off. And then this flap can fold up and be aligned, and just press that down. So now we've got a little pocket here, and that's what our designer series paper is going to slip into. So this piece of designer series paper is cut. Let's see, what did I cut this? 3 1/4 by 7. And I've already gone ahead and scored it. So it's scored at 1/2 inch and then 5 3/8. So if you miss any of these measurements, you will find them in the blog post. And the link to that blog post is underneath this video. Okay, so we've got our piece. Now decide which you want to be showing on the inside. So I'm going to have this same piece that I've got on the outside, and this front or this bottom flap, this 5 3/8 is going to be folded up. So this 1/2 inch is going to be folded towards the back, and then the larger flap is going to be folded towards the front. So this will eventually slip into this pocket, and we're going to adhere this down. So we're going to use tear and tape again. And what you want to do is put tear and tape along that score line at 1/2 inch. So as close to that score line as you can. I'm going to peel this off. Now I find the easiest way to apply this, I'm going to kind of position it kind of equal distance between the two sides of the card base, edges of the card base, and almost lined up kind of just at that score line. So that's the 7 1/4 inch score line. So it's the big one at the top. And then, so that the adhesive is at the top, so then just fold down on the front. And now your piece of designer series paper is actually adhered to that front flap and folded back so you don't see the adhesive. And then you can just take and tuck your pocket into the bottom flap. And now you've got your mechanism working so that your pocket pops up when you open your card. Isn't that easy? Just so amazing. So you align your, put your adhesive on the top of your designer series paper on that 1/2 inch flap, and then line it up with the edge of this, the card base, the edge of the score line, and then fold down the top on it. And it should just fit perfectly in there. So the only thing we now have to do is find something that will keep this closed. And so I've used the double oval punch, and I punched the scallop oval out of Misty Moonlight and the smaller oval out of Basic White. I stamped it using the thank you sentiment, and this thank you sentiment is from the Timeless Arrangements, which is a brand new bundle in the upcoming or the 2023-24 annual catalog. And so I'm just adhering this down so it's actually adhered to this bottom pocket, but we are able to tuck our top flap under it so it holds it closed. All right, we are almost done. The next thing I did was I just cut, about say 3 inches or so, might be a little bit longer, of, this is the Opa textured ribbon, the boho blue. I'm going to fold it in half and then use a glue dot. Find a glue dot, there we go, find a glue dot. And I'm just going to tuck that underneath just to add, so you can trim it. That one's a little long. Trim it to whatever size of ribbon looks good. There we go. All right, we are just about done. The last thing I want to add is some embellishments. So these are the adhesive backed solid gems. They're in Lemon Lolly, Boho Blue, and Copper Clay. So I'm just going to take and put one of, so the largest one, I'm going to go largest and smallest down here, and then the medium one on the thank you. You can put as many embellishments on as you want. And then you're all set. So in my case, I'm going to put money in there, or whatever you want to put. Fits perfectly a gift card. All right, there we go. See how easy that was? I love it when you kind of get a bit of a surprise element when you open a card, and that little pocket pops up. It's so cool. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions as you're watching this video, leave a comment on the video, or if you found your way over to my blog with the measurements or written instructions and something's not making sense, just leave a comment and I'm happy to help you with your card. Let's see, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when I go live or when I post a video. You will get a notification telling you that I'm live. And if you want to, you can pop over and watch me live. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day. If you don't have a demonstrator and you're interested and you live in Canada, reach out to me. I'm happy to send you a new catalog if you don't have one. Again, if you don't have a demonstrator and you live in Canada. Thanks very much for joining me. Happy stamping.